Don't you know? Don't you know? Don't you know?
Hi guys, thanks for tuning in. I'm Raquel.
I'm Jake.
And this is
Don't You Know?
So, let's go ahead and get right into it, Jacob.
Yeah, sure.
Updates for podcasts. I'm not sure if we've mentioned this country. I think we have, but I can't actually remember mentioning it. We have a listener in Canada.
Ah.
Canada!
Welcome aboard.
And then, for the state race, California is leading.
California in the lead again.
You've been listening though, haven't you, Jacob?
Off and on.
Because Georgia's not showing up on the list at all.
Oh, darn.
There's not a single, let me see.
I've been caught.
There is 5 unknowns though.
Ah.
That's why I was like,
NordVPN.
if you've been listening.
Other proxy services are available.
Okay. Updates for me. I just came from my mom's house. Went over there to celebrate my little brother's 18th birthday.
Cool. Happy birthday.
And yeah. And media-wise, I don't actually have any media-wise. Like, I'm still watching Vampire Diaries and the originals. And I still have like 2 more seasons of Vampire Diaries and 3 more seasons of the originals. I'm kind of over this.
You gotta take a break. You remember that when they're intended to be watched over years, you know.
No, I have to watch it all. That way I could be done with it. Because they're not making any more of these. They're not making any more Vampire Diaries and not making any more of the originals.
Yes, you should stretch it out.
I want to just finish them, and so I'll be done with it, and then I just wait for when Legacy comes back on.
Man, imagine the dedication. So imagine you want to rewatch a series for something you haven't watched before. Set a timer and watch it every week.
Wait, how are you supposed to rewatch a series that you've never seen before?
Oh, sorry, not rewatch, but let's say you're whatever you want. Let's say Walking Dead. You start I want to watch it tonight. You watch season 1, episode 1, and then you wait a week until you watch the next episode, and you force yourself to schedule it every Sunday night or whatever it is to get that experience. So oh, I can't wait. I should try that. I think that'd be fun. I don't know what I would dedicate that. That takes so much time, though. I don't think I would have the patience.
I like binge watching. I don't want to try to do all that. I'm watching Harley Quinn, and that comes on every Friday.
Oh, okay. So you're already getting that experience.
I'm ready for the next episode already.
Yeah, see, I haven't really got that.
Oh.
I did that with Westworld. I think was the last, season 1 even, was the last time I watched that, or did that. But, yeah, I don't really have anything I'm actively watching. Maybe that's why I'm so interested in it.
See, what hurts, though, is when it's, in between seasons. There are some shows where they go, all long, but that gap in between seasons, for me at least, is usually enough for me to, kind of lose interest in that show.
I see. Yeah, fair enough, because eventually it's okay, yeah, I've already forgot about this person. I've gone through so many other adventures. It's
yeah.
Well, wait, I'm waiting for your show to come back.
I have Supergirl, The Legends of Tomorrow, The Flash, Arrow. They're all on Netflix now, and I kind of I tried to watch an episode of Flash, and I just wasn't interested. Because it's just been such a long gap. Because they didn't even finish the season. They're just oh, well, I guess we'll just have to, because of the coronavirus, we're just gonna have to stop and just wait until next season. We're just gonna say this is the end of the season and start a new season.
That's such a letdown.
Well, yeah, because they went on this huge break, especially Supergirl. Oh my god. Okay, so they went on their mid-season finale break. Okay. Then they came back for 1 episode. They went on a break again. And was why did you even bother coming back for 1 episode? And then they came back for 1 more episode, but then coronavirus happened and then they didn't do any more episodes. And it's did you not, you released 1 episode. Did you not keep recording? You don't have other episodes record?
They just record on Monday. They release on Friday.
It's not like they record. Okay, once it's released, then they record. And then release. They have to be, recording while the stuff is being released.
Yeah, I don't know how they do it.
So, I'm okay. And the film editors can edit from home. They don't have to be in an office. Nor do they really even have to be together in an office either.
You're just working. It's all right, everyone be on on Skype from 5 to 9, 9 to 5.
Yeah, like I can see the filming part, like that's a delay, but the editing, like if you have the stuff recorded, there's nothing stopping you from editing. Anyways, so...
Well, if you know so much about it, why don't you produce films, huh? Don't you film?
Don't you film? Anyways, so I just kind of like... I've kind of lost interest in it. I was already kind of slowly losing interest, and then after this huge gap, it's like I've kind of lost like all interest.
Yeah. I haven't really been watching anything that I can think of. I talked about Space Force. That was a while ago.
Yeah. I think my brother was talking about that too.
I've been too busy with my home, which I'll save for the chat about the topic, because I'm talking about home repair today. It is inspired. But yeah, no, not much TV going on. I've been watching some YouTube videos about like crime and like not cold case files, but like more about like not the psychology of the crime, but the psychology of like the crime's impacts on America. And so like we got more scared of this or less scared of that or whatever as the time goes on. And then also like people being like interested or even in some cases like attracted to like serial killers and stuff. Like, you know, you get those people who want to like date Charles Manson or whatever.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of... I keep having to pause it so that I can Google all this stuff because I don't really pay attention to serial killers. I'm like, I'm not that interested.
I got to this point where I was listening to this one podcast that was about serial killers, and it goes into like their history, like their backstory, and then kind of up to the point where they got caught or whatever.
Oh, I see.
Or if it was like based off like a serial killer that hadn't been caught, it goes up to like that. And I kind of like listened to that for a while, and it was kind of interesting, and then it started to like make my whole viewpoint of life really dark, and I was like, okay, that's enough of that.
Yeah, you gotta like watch out, because you know, you gotta think like this sort of stuff happens like once, maybe twice a decade. And so when you start like delving, you know, all this stuff, and you're like, oh, in 1967 it was like this, and it was like, oh, in 1979 and it's like you get all these things, you're like, oh, the world is so terrible. Well, it is and it isn't, you know.
Not only that, but like it doesn't even have to be like, for me, I don't pay attention to date, so I'm listening to a podcast that's like going from one serial killer to the next serial killer to the next serial killer, and you're binging this podcast. It's like you start to think like, oh my god, like I go do this all the time, and this is how all these different people catch their victims.
Somebody's like, please, I need help. My wife's in the car, and you're like, no, don't come near me, guy. I don't trust you at all.
No. Especially, like, the hitchhiking thing. Like, before, it's like, oh, you know, hitchhiking, you know, you see the videos, you know, see shows where, like, people, like, the TV star gets stranded and they hitchhike or whatever. Mm-hmm. But then you listen to all these podcasts, and this is how a lot of serial killers pick up their victims, is hitchhiking. And I'm like, oh, but, like, they do it on TV all the time. It's obviously very dangerous. And, like, I would never pick up a hitchhiker now.
Yeah, you really should just... It's always better to say safe than sorry, you know? Because it's like... If you're, why won't this person just call a taxi, or in today's age, an Uber, you know?
Yeah. I'm very careful when I walk by those vans with the sliding doors.
Oh, yeah.
And you can't, like, they don't have windows, and you can't see. I'm always very careful when I walk by those.
On your pepper spray.
Yeah. So on the 20th, Food Wars comes on Netflix, and I made my brother watch the first episode of it.
What is Food Wars? Can you explain the premise, I guess?
It's like this guy who ends up going into a very fancy food high school, culinary high school. And and like it's very, very weird show. They'll be like eating and their like clothes fly off.
Oh yeah. Okay, I remember now.
And so I made my brother watch the first episode.
What did he think?
This is right. He's like, this is weird. But he's been watching it. He keeps watching it because he wants to learn to cook and stuff like that. And I was like, this is really weird, and it's very funny.
He just wants to see the clothes fly off, doesn't he?
So that's the part he really is like, this is really weird. And and I was like, yeah, I mean, it's not like it gives you like step-by-step instructions on how to make these things, but it does like kind of show you a little bit of what they do, and you can pick up techniques and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so
you can get inspired by it, you know?
Yeah. Anyways, okay, I'm done.
Yeah, me too.
Ready for the topic?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So today, our topic is on home repair. Home improvements. Home something. On home.
That's a melon. All right.
Okay. So, well, would you like to do story time, Jacob?
Yeah, so, I woke up Okay, so I'll tell the truth. I didn't wake up. I was playing video games till 4:30 a.m. on a Friday night. And that was
It was Friday night.
Yeah,
No
it was
judgment.
like, it wasn't a work night. I could do it. And I think I had a nap earlier. It doesn't matter. I was up. I had my headphones on. These right here that I'm wearing. And all of a sudden, I hear, hey. I take my headphones off. It's Deanna. She goes, are you running water? And I was like, what? No. And I get up and I run. And there's a river going down my hallway. And what happened was it ended up being, it wasn't like gross water or anything. It was just from my washing machine. It got backed up. And so when the toilet got flushed, it repressurized, but it couldn't like flush. So it just kept dumping and it overflowed the bowl. And so we had like laundry water just all over just like the hallway and everything. So we're like, man, what a mess. So 2 weeks, many gray hairs, and like a few $1,000s later, I don't have carpet. The wood in my walls do not have water damage. So that's good. No mold. That's good. Insurance is going to cover most of it, which is good. So all in all, could be worse. And we've been wanting to change the flooring anyway. So yeah.
Woo woo.
Yeah. Kind of a crazy
Don't you
thing.
know, have home insurance?
Don't you know, have some home insurance. Apparently I had the most basic one, which I don't even remember seeing the different packages when I signed whatever I signed. But yeah, they kind of were like, all right, we'll give it to you. Wink, wink. I was like, okay, cool. Thanks. And, I don't know, it wasn't a wink wink thing. Like, it was all official. Like, it's a legitimate thing. But yeah, I mean, it was legitimate damage. I mean, there was nothing wink wink about it. But it was just one of those things where life throws you a curveball and it's like, okay, here's why you pay for insurance every month, you know? All right, I understand now.
Sometimes it's hard when you have like insurance and you're paying it and you're paying all this money and you're just like, why? I don't ever like use it. And the one time you use it, you're like really happy you got it. Like with me, with my car, I got the extended warranty on it. And I think it would have been covered even without the extended warranty. But I was kind of like, I don't know why. I don't want to pay that much. Like, if anything breaks on it, I'll just have to, like, you know, pay it off anyway. So
yeah, what am I going to pay $100 a month for 6 months? And then they pay us a $600 bill.
And then my car ended up having all the pistons replaced. I'm pretty sure I could not have afforded that if I didn't have warranty.
That's a lot of labor.
I'm pretty sure that, like, I haven't gotten into my extended warranty. I still think that's covered under the basic one that comes with it. But still, like, that would have been awful. And it's the same with health insurance, you know. That one's hard because it's, like, so much money. And I don't ever go to the doctor. I mean, I should go at least once a year, but I don't ever go. And it's like, the one time something happens and you need it, and it's not covered.
Don't you know? You should get an annual physical. Because what if you have high blood pressure because of some artery clot and you don't even know about it, and then you just get a stroke? It's not good. It's no bueno.
Too young for that. Don't say such things.
Nobody's too young. The Grim Reaper waits for no one.
I know. Your Reaper's gonna get me another way. According to when I got my palm read, I'm gonna live a long life.
Yeah, notoriously palm readers are much wiser and smarter than medical doctors.
She predicted that I would go to Japan. She also said I would be moving, and I haven't done that yet. She also said I would come into money. I haven't done that either.
I think I'm cursed, I swear. 2020's been a rough year for people, but it's been a rough year for me. A lot of it at my own fault, though, admittedly. If you gotta be dumb, you gotta be tough. Alright, home repair. So, back on topic. Okay, so we got carpet all pulled out, and not that this is like a video diary, like an audio diary or anything, but it's relevant to the topic. I'll try and tie it into advice. Okay, don't you know you have a water cutoff valve by every sink and every toilet and everything that has water? And if a flood happens, you gotta crank that puppy down. Cause, I mean, I didn't even notice that thing there before then. It was just like, okay, I'm flooding. How did I stop this? I'm like, I gotta cut the water at the source. And I look, and there it was, just quink, 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 and it was done. I was like, okay, stopped it there.
You can also stop the water coming to your house, period, too.
Yeah, there's something out in the yard. It's like something breaks, but water damage is a big deal.
That's just if, like, you can't get, like, if you're flooding, you can't figure out where it's flooding.
Yeah, oh, for sure. Or you break a pipe. Yeah, stuff happens.
Which, by the way, sucks, because my aunt and uncle, so we were complaining that the floor was hot because the house has all the pipes underneath the ground in our house. And we were complaining that the floor was hot in like certain areas. And I guess at some point, one of the hot water pipes had broke. And that's why the floor was hot in certain areas. And we didn't notice, we just kept complaining that the floor was hot. And then all of a sudden, like, what was it? I think the sink kind of like started like flooding or something like that, and then like water was kind of coming up from the floor.
That makes sense, yeah.
And so,
the water's not gonna stop; it's gonna keep coming.
Yeah,
it's a serious deal. Don't you know? Fix your plumbing issues ASAP, because it's a serious deal. Cause a lot of damage.
Yeah, my uncle had to because they're under the ground. They're in the foundation. So what he ended up doing was he just ran the pipes through the walls.
Ah, just new pipes. Clever.
Yeah. So just completely new pipes. So we don't now we just have pipes in the foundation that we don't use. They're just there.
Hey kids, you want to see the house flood? Wink, wink, wink.
But we had to basically shut off the water to the whole house because he had to rerun all the pipes. And that sucks because, like, you can't really use the restroom unless you just let whatever sit in the toilet because there's no water. You can't take, like, showers. So, and we had, like, buckets and buckets full of water because we were like, okay.
Oh, yeah, that worked.
They're gonna have water turned off all day today while they work on the pipes. We filled up buckets of water, so that way, like, we could use the restroom and pour it into the tank. And then, of course, we took showers at night when we turned the water on briefly. I think we had, like, cold water for a while. We didn't even have hot water.
Was it a hot month?
No, I think it was was it during the winter? I don't remember.
It's probable, because it possibly froze over. I don't know why your hot water would freeze over. I don't know.
It doesn't get that cold here for that to happen. It gets down to like 60. I think that's the coldest.
I think it's pressurized. I think it's harder to freeze it pressurized. But wait, is that true? I have no idea.
I don't know. Anyways, okay. Continue with your story.
Let's see. Don't you know, if you're cutting off a drain valve, like in the front yard, like you were talking about, look for spiders. Because sometimes you'll pull off a well, black widows and stuff can live in there. So watch out for that.
Right. Oh,
shine your flashlight in before you just go running in. Your house is already flooded. Don't worry. You don't want to be flooded and going to get an anti-venom.
I think spiders is with any type of home improvement, though. Because you're always like, the part that you have to, like, fix is usually in an area you don't ever go into, and it's always spiders.
Because it works until it doesn't.
Yeah.
I was thinking, like
the attic.
Like, yeah, I was just going to say the attic. If I need to go in the attic, I've never been up there. There could be a body up there.
I have a good don't you know for the attic.
What you got?
Okay, don't you know, when you go into the attic, don't put your foot through the ceiling.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Stand on the beams and tread lightly. You want to be like a cat.
Oh, my old house with my mom. I don't remember what happened, but her ex-boyfriend was like up there, and I think he lost his balance or something like that. Foot went right through the ceiling. And then my aunt was telling me that I guess Tom was in their attic, and he fell and a foot went through the ceiling.
So I heard a story. So my uncle was doing trapping work up in somewhere, North Carolina probably, and somebody had squirrels in their attic. I think you heard the story. So my uncle's trapping squirrels in the attic, and he's doing something and loses his balance, and he comes straight through, like full on through the roof, poof, through the ceiling, lands in the thing, luckily unharmed, big hole in the ceiling. And the homeowner and the wife, who I assume is also the homeowner, was there, and she's looking at him just with her arms crossed, and she's just like shaking her head. You know, he's obviously okay. She's looking at the hole, and she says, you know, I've been telling my husband I want to put an attic access right there, and now he has to do it. I don't know if she's making that up, but apparently he got super lucky, and he was like, I'll even do it for you if you want.
Oh, that's good.
So you might get lucky, but generally, yeah, falling through the ceiling is not fun. However, there are compilation videos on YouTube of people falling through ceilings, and it's very funny. Assuming they're all okay. Yeah, what do you have? What's your experience with home repair?
So, I don't own a home. I've told you about the foot in the ceiling and the pipes. I don't know. What is your preference when hanging up stuff? Like, I know some people prefer to put nails in.
I do nails.
You're just like, okay, cover.
Yeah, I do nails.
I prefer
to
do the command strips.
Command strips are good, but I don't like to paint. Well, if you spackle, you gotta paint.
What does that have to do with command strips?
Yeah, I guess they don't mess up your paint. I don't know. Command strips are expensive, and I usually can find a nail.
Yeah, they are. But see, what I like to do is I get the Velcro command strips, and I put those on my posters, and so then when I decide I want to move the poster, or I move or whatever, I just take it off, and it still has the other half, and so then I just get another set,
And that's really wise. That's a good way to do it. And they're like, you can use them on either side, too. It's not like the other Velcro. One's a soft and one's a hard. So they're good. Command strips are really nice. I just don't have any. I got a box full of nails in there.
Don't you know, when you're mad at your mom, don't scribble "I hate mom" into the wall.
Yeah, don't abuse the house. Don't punch your fridge. Don't punch holes in the wall.
My brothers did that all the time. No, wait, only one of my brothers didn't. And then, of course, my mom's ex-boyfriend came in and he punched the hole. Mom was like, why in the world did you do that? And he was like, I just wanted to make it bigger. What? And
yeah, I already gotta patch it. That's funny.
It's so much. When we left that house, man, we had so many holes in the walls we had to patch. There's holes in the garage because my mom had gotten, like, mad and she was throwing, like, bottles. And it just is like, you know, and I, like, had scribbled into the wall. I was a teenager and I was going through that phase where you just, you know, mad at the world and every little thing is the end. And my mom I don't even remember what my mom had done, but she had done something and told me I couldn't do something or something like that. And I wrote, I hate my mom into the wall.
Oh.
And then I hid it with a poster.
Your dark secret.
She didn't know that it was there until we moved out. And I was like, Mom, I wrote on the wall. Oh. I didn't write. I etched into the paint.
You broke her heart when she found that.
No, she was like, oh, of course she did. Because it was so long ago.
That's funny. Ay. No, yeah. Don't you know, don't punch your walls and stuff. Because, you know, if you find one of those beams, you're going to break your hand, and that's not fun. You don't want a broken hand.
So, my last thing. Like I said, I don't have too many experience. I have some from, like, you know, living with my mom in home and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And other stories that I've heard. But most experience, really, I've had is kind of when you own something, like, for your home. So you might not actually own the home, but you got something for the home.
Like a painting or something, or like furniture, or like a Roku.
Like kind of all that stuff.
TV.
And so
welcome mats.
One of the things I have is, don't you know, when you're getting a replacement or repairs, make sure you measure it and make sure it fit. I got a portable AC unit and it didn't come with the little like extender thing for the window. Mm-hmm. And so I had to try to find one for it. Because I told Best Buy, I got it through Best Buy, and I told them that, you know, it didn't come with it. And they were like, we buy this from, you know, the manufacturer, so you have to bring everything back, and we would have to order a new one for you. Because this was right when it was really hot, and so portable AC units were selling out everywhere.
I gotcha.
So I would have to wait for another one to come in.
I see.
It was hot. I was like, and then not only that, but this is a huge thing. I gotta try to lug it back into my car and then like lug it back there. And it was just, so I went searching for it and I found one. I thought it would fit. It didn't really fit. So then I had to.
Kind of like the little spacers on the side? Or were you cutting it?
Like a PC pipe. And like the little, like, it was almost the right size, but the hose that I had barely didn't fit. So, like, I had to take, like a sander kind of thing and, like, sand that hole a little bit bigger so that the hose fit into it. And it looks kind of janky, but hey, it worked.
Yeah, measurements are important.
My aunt and uncle, they wanted to move their portable AC unit to a different window, but this window is a lot larger than the one that they had. So their extender would not fit in that window.
Oh, I gotcha.
So they bought another extender. Mm-hmm. And they were like, I don't know why you had so much trouble, Raquel. We just, you know, the extender was like right there. We just grabbed it. No, they did not get the right extender. It did not fit.
Dang.
I had to have my other uncle saw that one down too to make the hose fit into the extender.
Wow, so much work.
And even then, it still didn't fit completely right. So then I kind of had to tape around it to to close up all the holes. And
they say the lazy man works twice as hard. Because, you know, you try and, like, just cut corners somehow, and it never ends up working. So you gotta do the whole job again, or something like that.
Have you seen that one commercial with, I don't remember what the commercial is for, but the person goes and they, like, measure, like, the TV or the picture with their hands, and they, like, run all the way home to try to see if it, like, would fit, and then, like, they fall or something like that, or they're like, yes, it'll fit. And then they bring it home and it doesn't fit.
That's funny. No, I haven't seen
that one. They,
like,
hold their hands apart, and, like, that's how they measure it.
I've tried that. Or you, like, do your arm real straight, like, mark on there, and then run it across. Like, just get a ruler or a tape measure.
I do that, though. I still do that. Like, if I don't have it, I'll, like, measure it with, like, my hand or whatever. I'm like, okay. Because you're not going to bring a ruler to like the store. And so like I just kind of like, okay, I need something
measure.
like that.
Yeah, or you measure it, then you write it down.
I ain't bringing no tape measure.
You write it down, you bring a pad. Yeah, you would if you got that dad energy. You go to the store with a tape measure. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, I mean, it would be easier like to like measure it out and then write it down and just look at the dimensions on it. But sometimes, you don't have the time to look for the tape measure, and so you just gotta measure it out with your hand. Like, just go to the store and like guess it.
You talk about dad jokes, and people think of dad jokes, but then there are actual jokes that are like dads about dads. There's a whole Reddit full of them. And I saw one. It was a meme. It said something about I asked the other dad if I could borrow his torque wrench because I knew he didn't have one, and then it says the other dad. But then I replied, no, because you never returned my tools. Or it did that in front of all the other dads or something like that. Don't you know you gotta have the right tools for the job?
Yeah.
Let's say you're hanging curtains, because you got curtains right behind you, and I got curtains right in front of me. And you're hanging curtains.
I have a story about these curtains, but go ahead, continue.
When you're hanging curtains and you're hanging a curtain rod, you want to put... You don't want to put it in front of the curtains. You want to go out past a little bit, because...
You mean the window?
The window, yeah. The window, because if you're going straight down and you're looking straight out the window, that's good. Okay, but now I'm lying down in bed and I'm at an angle and the morning sun is coming right through that gap and hit me square in the eyeballs every morning. And if I had just gone another couple inches either direction, I would not have that problem. A little excess, you can always cut more off.
And you also have to consider that, like, you might measure it out and be like, okay, so this is where the rod ends, but it doesn't necessarily mean that the curtain's gonna go all the way to the end of that rod.
Yeah, because that little bit of a hook is taking like a half inch off.
So you have to do like an inch out. Okay, so the story about this curtain.
Okay.
I want you to look at, I don't know if you can see that.
It's like a plain black curtain. It's got like some stain on it.
No, it doesn't got stain on it. It's shoved into the blinds.
Oh, I see. That? Yeah.
So, I don't know if you can look and see up towards the top above that blind on the wall.
Oh, I see. It's not on a rod.
It's not. But do you see the little holes?
Yeah.
I tried to put in some holes to put in the rod that came with the curtain, and they couldn't get through.
Oh. Are you using a drill bit?
I don't know. I used like a... did I use a drill bit? I don't even remember because it was so long ago.
You gotta drill a pilot hole with a drill bit. You put the hole and then you put the screw.
I tried to use... I got in, and then it wouldn't go any farther. And I tried in a different area because I was like, okay, well, maybe there's like a stud there.
Yeah, it might be like a metal bracket or something.
And it still wouldn't go through, even though... So I had like 3 holes up there, like 3 or 4 holes up there, because I tried that many times. I said, screw it. And I shoved it into the blinds.
So, similar story. I've got a bracket up there where my virtual reality and the VR, like, lasers lighthouse thing is. And same thing, I could not get the screws to go all the way in. So they're just kind of halfway in, and that bracket's just like wiggling there. But it's like, It's just stable. So it stays well enough that it doesn't like mess up my tracking. But yeah, if you go and like hit it, it's just gonna fall.
And see, I was gonna use like a command strip, because I was like, okay, well, I could just use a command strip, then I don't have to drill in anything. Yeah, with the way that the bar was, it like didn't leave you any room to put a command strip on it.
Because if you're messing with it every day,
the bar would stay the same. The bar itself wouldn't need to move. It's just the curtain.
Yeah, but you're tugging on it. I don't know. I don't have that much trust on command strips. I've got like 2 paintings in my office that are kind of heavy, and I've got command strips on each side, and I'm just waiting. One of these days, those guys are coming down. Like they're gonna come crash into the ground. I don't trust them. But it's been like 2 or 3 years now.
My big one right here has like 4 command strips.
Oh yeah.
And it's not even that heavy. I use a lot of command strips, though. Partially because I'm weird, like, with the symmetrics. And so I was like, okay, put 2 here, put 2 here. I had to put 2 here and 2 here. Then.
I followed the recommendations for weight. So if it's like, oh, one of these can hold this many pounds, you gotta use 2 for this or whatever.
Oh, yeah, I don't even know what the recommendation for the weights are. I just kind of put them on.
I just feel like the stickiness will wear off at some point. Like, I mean, like, if you look at the infinite existence of the universe, at some point they're coming crashing down. And I don't know if it's 6 months or 6 years or 60 years. I have no idea. But they're not lasting forever. And
it's going to be there forever.
Those little maps that I have with the Decker frame, one day, and it's going to scare me half to death, or I'm going to find it. But I'm probably going to be in the office for it.
Don't you know that if you have a window where the sun beats right through it, blackout curtains.
Yeah, it's a must.
That's the reason why I got this, because in the afternoon, that's when the sun comes through and beats into this window. It was hot. And that's why I said, screw it, I'm shoving it into the blinds, because I needed the curtains up because my room was hot.
Yeah, for sure.
So I was like, and I couldn't get the stupid rod up. I was like,
yeah,
screw
I can see
it,
the reflection on your Pop's cabinet over there. It looks really intense.
Well, that reflection over there is from the light.
No, never mind.
There's a light bulb right there.
Yeah, that's true. I see it now. Yeah, I got one too. It just looks like just nothingness. Oh.
Yeah. You have like a bright light. Go towards the bright light right there, Jacob. Looks like the sun right there in the corner of your room.
I've got one. Don't you know, if you do a home repair that you do yourself, you are going to be so proud of yourself, especially if you do it right or whatever. Like, I had this toilet that I had down. I have a lot of plumbing problems, I guess. I don't really. It's just too... Anyway, the handle broke off because it was just kind of hard to flush, so the plastic handle just broke. And we had to back off and you could just lift it. And finally I was like, you know what? I'm going to fix it. And I think I told you guys about this on the podcast a few episodes ago. Anyway, I'm so proud every time I flush it, even today. And you can do it. It's not that hard. You can Google it. Look it up on YouTube. You can fix anything. Okay, maybe you can't fix anything in your house, but a lot of stuff is pretty good with just, simple hand tools.
I kind of agree with you, like, when you fix something, like, you feel so accomplished. But at the same time, like, when you manage to not only just, like, fix something, but when there's something and you figure out a solution for it, it might not actually be the right solution, but you figure it out.
Yeah.
And get it what it needs to do.
Yeah, for sure.
That feels very accomplished to you. Like, haha, I outsmarted you.
Right.
Give me a problem, I solved it.
Yeah, because it is. It's puzzle solving, And you learn a lot, too.
Yeah. I think that's it for me. Thought I had one more story, but I don't remember what it was now, so I guess not. Haha.
I will say, they say that, so there's, like, benefits to renting. Because if you rent something, you have, like, the right as a renter that if your air conditioning goes out, you say, okay, I need this fixed, and they gotta get a guy on it within, like, a day or two. But when you're, like, and you don't have to pay for it, because you're renting. When you're a homeowner, you gotta pay for all of that.
Yep.
And it's brutal. I heard that, and I was like, yeah, nah, it'll be fine. No, it was not fine. But it's getting fine.
And see, I'm kind of the same way, like, that's why I kind of, like, I don't really have any interest at this moment of owning a home. I want to rent a place. That way, if anything breaks with it, it's not my responsibility. Someone else has got to fix it. Like, I'm just not.
Yeah, but the benefit, though, is that every mortgage payment that I make, if and when I sell the place, I'll get that straight back in my pocket. So it's an investment.
Yeah, it is an investment. It's just not something I want to do at the moment, I guess. Like,
and I
understand,
say,
like,
okay,
eventually.
now it's got new floors. It's got new plumbing. Well, the plumbing's been snaked. It's good to go.
Okay, I'm done.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, guys, thanks for listening to us. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I know I definitely enjoyed our last episode, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this one as much.
Mm-hmm.
So thanks for listening to us, guys.
I hope that you guys' places don't flood. And, if it does, or if you have any other fun home repair stories, you can send them to us.
At don'tyouknowpod@gmail.com, or you can send us a tweet at don'tyouknowpod@gmail. Oh, why am I seeing Gmail? At Twitter. On Twitter at don'tyouknowpod.
Links in the description.
Links in the description for the email, not for the Twitter. You go there yourself. Please, share us, subscribe, follow, comment. I think on Podbean you can comment, on YouTube you can comment. So, until next time, guys. See ya.
See ya.